You've been on the Cal fans' radars for a long time. It seems like you've stolen our breakfast money all the time with a lot of recruits over the years, particularly when you were at USC. You just,
UCLA.
I'm sorry, USC.
Yes.
What in the heck am I talking
I
about?
don't know. I would never
UCLA.
work there.
Not no slip, sorry. But
I'm a public school guy.
you're a NorCal guy
Yes.
with your roots here,
Right.
and so you've obviously had a lot of recruiting contacts here and a lot of good rapport with recruits. Can you talk a little bit about mining the area here, recruiting, and throughout the state, and what your philosophy is?
Well, I've always recruited Northern California, being from California, being from the Bay Area, spending a lot of time in Sacramento. I played in Sacramento at Sacramento State. I coached high school football there. I coached junior college football there. And then I coached at Sacramento State midway through my career. So I have a lot of roots in this area. And it doesn't matter if I was at UCLA or Nebraska or even Buffalo, I would recruit Northern California. And I've always had great success. And I think because I have really good relationships with the coaches in the region. Certainly a lot of my former players are coaches, so that helps. And I'm getting to the age now where a lot of my former players have kids that are playing football. And so I'm able to get a lot of information that other people can't get. But I have a lot of eyes in the area, in the region, helping me recruit. And I've really enjoyed it. I enjoy certainly recruiting this area, and I'm going to love living back here again.
So I've always heard that you're a relationship guy, that you pretty much know everybody. Is that something you pride yourself on, being in touch with all the programs and maintaining a relationship, even if there might not necessarily be a recruit there that you're interested in?
Yeah, recruiting is all about relationships, and I'm going to go by a school even if they don't have a prospect, because I want to go see that coach and see how he's doing. But, for the amount of years I've been recruiting the Bay Area in Sacramento, you just can't help to get to know people, and that has kind of blossomed throughout the years. And I think it's an easy area to get around if you know where to go. I think it's excellent coaching. I think the coaches in this region prepare their players for college. I've seen a big jump in sports performance and just how physical kids are compared to was decades ago. And so I'm happy to be right here in the middle of my recruiting area at Cal.
And SoCal obviously has become a big recruiting hotbed. It always has had a lot of good players, but it seems like Cal's dipping into that market more and more these days. Obviously, with you being at UCLA for 12 years, you've got some deep recruiting roots down there. Do you feel like that's something you can exploit up here as a Cal coach?
I think so. I have a lot of great relationships down in Los Angeles. I know the coaches on our staff have experience in coaching in recruiting Los Angeles, so I think I can add to that. I think coaches are going to recruit from the areas they've had in the past, or where they grew up, or where they have relationships. And I feel the staff here at Cal really knows California well, and they all have experience in recruiting California. So, we're always going to start right here in the Golden State first before we branch out to other states. So there's a big focus on recruiting California kids.
What's your impression been of the program from the outside looking in over the years that you've been around Cal through UCLA and wherever else you've coached, and maybe any chance you've had to see the program since Justin's been here?
I've noticed a big jump when Justin took over. I noticed more awareness in recruiting, a little bit more savvy in recruiting. I think he has a great idea of the kids that will have success here, not only on the football field but in the classroom, and that has attracted me to Cal. And to be around a coach like that is the type of guy I want to work for. I think it takes a unique young man to want to come play at Cal, just with all the challenges. But I feel that, especially in California, in the Northern California region, that Cal is a very popular place. And I think a lot of kids grow up wanting to come play at Cal. And so I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to come back home and to reach out and recruit these kids.
So you're stepping in at a key time where the class is likely going to have 4, maybe even 5 offensive linemen in it. Are you excited for that challenge?
Oh, of course. I love recruiting the guys in the trenches. It's an exciting opportunity for me to go out and mold these young men that are going to take the spots of the guys that we have now. So I think it's a good time to come to Cal. We have a lot of returning guys in our group, which I'm excited to work with. But you're right, we're looking to bring in a pretty big offensive line class next year. And so I'm looking right here in California first, and have kind of broadened throughout the country.
So you're in an interesting situation because last year the line was really thin with injuries and some level of inexperience, and it actually is looking like it's going to be kind of a deep line this upcoming season. Are you excited with what you had to work with, what you've seen so far?
Yes, definitely excited. Really can't wait to get out on the field with these guys for spring football and really kind of mold the group and put them together and find that synergy. But I think it could be a very good group. I've been watching the winter workouts, and they work extremely hard. They seem very dedicated and committed, and I've been impressed.
So you've coached a lot of different positions, but I've heard from people who know you that your passion is offensive line. Are you happy to be getting back to this at another level?
Yes, for sure. I've started as an offensive line coach and was fortunate enough to be able to work with other positions, which I enjoy. I'm the only coach in Pac-12 history to coach offense, defense, and special teams. I take a lot of pride in that. I think a good coach is a good coach. A good teacher is a good teacher. But coaching the offensive line is kind of like home base. I mean, that's the position I played for the most part, and I have the most experience at coaching that position. So I'm really excited. I mean, one of the reasons I left UCLA was to get back to the offensive line. And, Nevada gave me that opportunity, and Coach Norvell did. But I tell you, I walked into a great situation here at Cal, and I'm really excited.
What are your thoughts on Coach Greatwood? He's been around forever, and he's had a ton of success at Oregon and then coming to Cal.
I've known Coach Greatwood a long time. When I was a high school coach, I used to get up to Eugene and go out to spring practice. I used to see him at clinics. I was fortunate enough to have one of my players at McClure High School, which was my first football coaching job, to go play at Oregon. And Aaron Jelks played with Justin and Peter. And so I got to go up there and watch spring football games and really hang out with Steve a lot. The last 2 years I've come to Cal camp, and I've worked with Coach Greatwood in Cal's summer football camp. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I had an outstanding career, and I continue to stay in contact with him.
So now that you're out on the recruiting trail in blue and gold, what do you feel like you have?
I've been wearing blue, though, for a while.
Last
time I wore red was Nebraska, but 2006 I've been wearing blue since 2006 straight through.
We threw the gold in there this time.
Yes.
What do you feel like you have to sell about the program? What do you feel like resonates with recruits about Cal's program?
It's the #1 public institution in the world. I mean, that says a lot right there. It's an up-and-coming program in the Pac-12. I think right now Cal is definitely climbing fast, especially with so much change in the Pac-12 North. I think you're in the third largest media market in the world. I mean, the San Francisco Bay Area can offer opportunities like no other place. The weather, climate, conditions for training, outstanding. I mean, there's a reason we don't have an indoor facility here. We can be outside every single day. And I think just the alumni base that the Cal brand projects throughout the country, it's a national brand. And I think we offer a tremendous amount to any student athlete that wants to be a great student and a great football player.